Hey guys, it's Friday and we are one topic further on my little tiny list of topics and whatnot, but before I get started on the whole topic thing, there was one thing that I actually need to talk about, being a post on my last video being how much I say Apparently people aren't enjoying that or like that, and I totally understand because I don't really like it either. The whole thing is, in order to address it, I am talking to a camera. I am talking to you guys, but you guys aren't here for me to receive any form of feedback. So usually the way I do public speaking and other things like that is I'll actually incorporate the audience in my own speech and head. And the way I feel that one person should be taking in the information and that facial structure is actually missing in a video. So when I'm sitting in front of a camera, that's not really happening. That being said, because I'm missing something like that, I tend to say a lot. And I'm definitely gonna try and work on it, and I'm definitely trying now, but if I say it at any point in time, I'm very sorry. I might be able to cut it out or anything like that, but who knows? What you might end up seeing is just me going, so moving on to what we're talking about, I want to talk about this day, Friday, as this new thing that's happening to me lately, being community and society and advice for trans and GLBT people in general. But it's not the same as all of the stuff I've been talking about in all my previous millions of videos beforehand, where I'm like, community, 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 or anything like that. I found myself on the other side of the coin, which is pretty cool, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. So basically the way that it's working is I'm getting a whole bunch of posts, questions, silent messages, and people approaching me in person all the time now about wanting advice, needing help, just introducing themselves, wanting a friend, or wanting an in to the community, wanting someone who could mentor them on information. And I feel that that is an incredibly necessary thing to do. I did it when I was new. I actually went and I sought out my community and I asked so many questions. They were probably so annoyed they wanted to just set me on fire. So now that it's kind of sort of happening to me, even though I don't want to set anyone on fire, don't get the wrong idea. Now that it's kind of happening to me, I think that I might not be ready for it. So basically the way I view it, map it out in my head is like, I used to be down here. I used to be new. I used to not have any information, experiences, or opinions or anything like that. All I had was prospects and how I thought it should be. I was idealistic, and there was not very much. But now I'm up here. I'm at this spot where I'm breaking in my transition, and I've done all of this stuff, and I can give advice on this stuff. But I'm not way up there with like the people who are post-op and have gone through everything, or post-HRT pre-ops, or people who are completely done with their name change or anything like that. I'm kind of in the middle ground. And what the middle ground kind of offers you is experience and opinions and things like that, but not expert advice and expert opinions and expert knowledge, which I tend to feel that the new people need, and they need that right away. But I think I might be wrong, because what I'm entering into is a community. It's a huge community of people who are opinionated, have their experiences and their own feelings on a subject and things like that. And the very definition of a community is people coming together and sharing ideas, thoughts, feelings, emotions, and interacting, which is exactly what I'm doing. And now that I'm on a little higher portion of that whole pyramid or whatever, I'm totally okay with that. But I need to be careful. What this middle ground area gives me is a responsibility, and a very hefty one, where all these new people are coming to me wanting advice and everything, and I have a responsibility to, one, help them. I have a responsibility to help them get into the community, help them answer questions, help them do this the safest and most efficient way possible, help them do this in a manner that won't sacrifice as much of their lives. That's what I have here. And by giving my non-expert advice, I have a second responsibility for the information I give. Usually it has to come with a disclaimer going, I'm not an expert, so don't quote me, but here's the whole deal. And it's kind of interesting in that I may have a bunch of information, but I still get that expert person who's way up here telling me I'm wrong. And yes, it's embarrassing because this new person just saw me totally epically fail, but this person is still getting that information. So I did my part. Now, having said all of that, being on the flip side of the coin and being on that portion, I also have a third responsibility to advocate people at my level help these new people. When I get these messages, I usually end up with these people just wanting to introduce themselves, just wanting a friend in the community. And they might have a small, question or anything at the end of their statements and things like that, but they're still going to want a friendship, community, and an in, which is what I have to offer and what everyone at my level has to offer. So what I have to say to everyone at my level is do that. Use those responsibilities and give what resources you can and give an in to those higher level experts. For instance, I just had a friend of mine call me about a friend of hers who wants to go through transition about where to get hormones. And I had to refer this person, I had to refer my friend to have them contact me directly so I could point them in the directions of a community or a therapist. And I could help them with their trans roadmap because I've done that portion and they're new. So I can give them that help and insight. But I cannot just go, oh, and by the way, I'm a total expert on being post-op, even though I still have a penis. Yeah. So I want to give them that into someone who is post-op, someone who has had that. And for that, I use my community center. I use my resources. I use online stuff. I direct people to forums all the time, like Laura's Playground, and as terrible an idea as it is, probably hold on. We're in the future, and sorry about that. That call was actually a slew of calls that kind of led to me being unable to upload the video until, 4 hours later and finish it. Fortunately, I was pretty much finished and done. So, yeah, just a really quick recap. I'm on the other side of the coin for the whole community thing, and it kind of gives me a responsibility that I'm not sure I'm ready for, but am totally willing to carry out. And it kind of is a calling for people in this same area as me to help, to connect, be a community, and help those who are just starting their transition find those who have already finished their transition. We're a middle ground. We're a good population to get information, opinions, and things from. And perhaps we might be wrong, but we'll take responsibility for that false information. And the experts are there to be experts. So that's kind of what I'm saying. Just, it's kind of interesting because we're the link in community from the new people to the veterans, which is pretty awesome. We talked about a past generation before, but now we're linking the new generation to the past generation through our current generation, which is awesome and amazing. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about, and that's pretty much it. So I'm taking off and going to bed. because it's kind of on the late side. So I will see you guys on Sunday here on this channel, Not Trans Youth, and that'll be it. So see ya, guys. Love ya. Bye.